It's a PIHL hockey night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
Okay.
So I can sing Donnie Arts right now.
Yes, you are more than welcome.
Yeah, this is kind of loud. I think I go with, I've been injured in the game of,
There it is. There it is.
Aaliyah.
Here we go again.
Aaliyah.
It's going off the rails.
My
My headset's really loud.
Which one are you in?
Yeah,
Are you in one?
I'm in 3.
We need to turn you down a little bit then. Now you should be a little bit better.
Turn 2 down just a little
Turn
bit
two
too,
down a little
please.
bit. There you go.
Check 2, check 2.
Okay, I'm good there.
Everybody good?
Yeah.
I didn't, yeah.
How's that? I think I'm on
It
two,
was
actually.
loud.
You
just
might be on,
here.
yeah,
You're
turn
on.
mine up a little bit then.
about
Until
this?
Check 2 better.
Check,
Good
check.
now.
until you guys start
I can
getting
hear
loud
you.
for the games,
Well,
then
we
it's
were
going to
gonna get
blow out
loud.
my ears.
We got loud already.
You can't rely on Mother
We almost
Nature.
dropped the gloves.
Whoa.
Matt almost dropped the gloves. We were ready
Dropping
to
the
go.
gloves?
Yeah, you guys
I
going.
was ready to go.
Who we fighting?
No,
Yeah,
we were
I'm
gonna.
on 3.
We were like a skirmish in practice.
We were?
Yeah,
Where the hell's I at?
you were just right.
It's a PIHL hockey night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's health insurance marketplace. How can I help you?
I need help paying my health insurance premiums.
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest costs on high quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Gonna get out, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Cross ice, and it comes back to Lucas Blows. Hey, rookie, welcome to the show, the Penguins Cup Championship show, the Penguins Cup playoff show, and the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars putting on a show.
Tell the boys and girls I just don't care.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Would preventative care and screenings be an option?
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
What a wonderful day!
Welcome to Temple Strength and Sport Performance, where we empower you to reach new heights in strength, speed, and athletic performance. Temple is here to support you every step of the way. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned athlete, join him in Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania, and discover the difference. For more information, call 412-527-1755. Start your journey with us today.
Stevenson did get a shot on goal, but it was a right pad save by Hastings. Here comes a chance and a counter and a goal! John
One shot.
And their teammate almost back clear.
And there it is.
There
it is, Bob.
The jinx. Bowser, a lacrosse type goal.
One shot.
And their teammate almost back clear.
And there it is. There it is, Bob.
The jinx. Bowser, a lacrosse type goal.
It doesn't happen at the college level. If you can't play 5-on-5 hockey, you're going to be in trouble. So that's what I'm looking for.
You're kind of evaluating, does the decision...
Absolutely, because that's the hardest thing to teach kids. If we get them at the college level, if they don't already have some of that high IQ built in, it's very difficult to teach that. So sometimes people look at my roster and see that there are a fair number of players from the Pittsburgh area on my rosters, all my teams, even my D1 team. And people go, well, that's...
And he does. They got on Ziegler, and also he made a save. Got it in front. Zatoski's there, it's loose, and it's tapped in. And the Avonworth players, there early in this third period. No ice cuts. Normally in the regular season, we'd get an ice cut between periods 2 and 3. We got a goal and a 3-1 lead. That's the Mitch Timsick from Richland. He dropped pass and a trailer and a glove save. Zagorski, the defense, trailing and a better
in there too, so you can't just assume that they're going to get that 2-0. Oh,
in front score, Svitolski, Brandon Svitolski, the West Allegheny.
Two jumbo iced caramel drizzle peppermint mochaccino. Extra caramel.
That's us. I'd love to join you guys at the beach house for a few days, but between my job and the kids, it's just not that easy. Not to mention, how am I squeezing into a bikini after this winter?
Keeping off extra pounds while balancing a family and a career can be tough. And 500-calorie coffees won't get you there either. Weight Loss Direct provides a 24/7 support and one-on-one coaching to keep you on track and guarantee you success and health. Start your journey at weightlossdirect.com.
It's a PIHL hockey night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's health insurance marketplace. How can I help you?
I need help paying my health insurance premiums.
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest costs on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. Fiber New specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair. Cross ice, and it comes back to Lucas Blows. Hey, rookie, welcome to the show, the Penguins Cup Championship show, the Penguins Cup playoff show, and the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars putting on a show. Tell the boys and girls I just don't care.
Ah, look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
It's a PIHL hockey night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
The 2025 road to the PIHL Penguins Cup begins tonight on TenbandTV from the Alpha Ice Complex in Harmarville. The Class 2A opening round matchup as top-seeded Fox Chapel takes on number 8, Canon McMillan. Good evening and welcome to TBTV's exclusive coverage of the 2K25 Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs alongside Bob Workwist and Kevin Zomansky. Matt Vandriak center ice with you here tonight. Fellas, round 3 between these two teams in the 24-25 campaign. They split the regular season matchups. The first one, very exciting. The second one, pretty one-sided. Round 3 for the right to move on the road to the Penguins Cup.
So back on November 11th here, Canon McMillan on the road goes to a shootout, and they defeat Fox Chapel 6-5. That was in the midst of a 2-game losing streak for Fox Chapel. Kind of changed things up with their new head coach, Ryan Lobig. They like skill, they like puck possession and speed. They decided it needs some more grit. It kind of worked out. They had won 13 of 14 before losing their regular season finale against Bishop McCourt. And Canon McMillan, on the other hand, 2-3 in their last 4, but they've had an up-and-down season. The second matchup was a 5-0 shutout at home against Fox Chapel. It's a Fox Chapel team, Matt, that's been on the cusp of doing great things in the playoffs 2 years ago in Class A, 1A. They were the runners-up to Kiski area last year. They got knocked out of the playoffs by Norwin in the first round. It's a Canon McMillan team, and Kevin and I were just having a conversation before we went on that had won a championship in 3A, but then kind of on a downswing, they've got back to the playoffs here in 2A.
2 championships in 3A, 2010, 2015. Both years they lost the Pennsylvania Cup, 2010 to Cardinal O'Hara, and 2015 the Holy Ghost Prep. 2 teams we often hear when we're talking about states in the Flyers Cup. When you're looking at this one, this is the top quadrant of the 2A bracket. This is the 1-8 game. Fox Chapel with the home game. They come in record of 16 wins, 3 losses, and a shootout loss for a total of 49 points, averaging, they scored 116, averaging 5.8, allowing 2.8, so it's pretty strong 3-goal differential right there. Canon Mac, the 8 seed, 5-12. First time they've qualified for the playoffs since 2021. I learned from Coach Chuck Fink in my pregame conversation. They had a pretty horrible season last year in 3A, so finding a little more success with a playoff appearance this year in 2A. They've scored 57. They've allowed 77, so 2.85 to 3.85. So the -1 goal differential. Their scoring margin was -20, whereas Fox Chapel's was 60. And I think the Big Macs are going to have to pay attention to Liam Wiseman. 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points in the 2 games against them.
I'll just define pretty horrible before I send it back to you, Matt. 1 win in 20 games last year. That's a stretch where Canon McMillan had 9 wins in 3 years. So.
I also think that pretty horrible might be a nice way of describing that scenario as well. So
I was trying to be nice. We're just starting.
They were struggling. That's the nicest way to put it.
Definitely, but definitely nice to be back in the postseason, and also a team they've beaten once this season, and these were 2 contrasting matchups. The first meeting, Fox Chapel led 4-1 after the first period. They led 5-2 in the second before Canon Mac rallied for the win. 5 different Big Macs found the net in the win. Liam Wiseman scored a hat trick. As Kevin mentioned, a 4-point night in that loss for Fox Chapel. 4 Big Macs and 3 other Foxes recorded 2 points in that first game. The second matchup, the other end of the spectrum. Fox Chapel jumped out to a 3-0 lead again in the first period, but this time they never looked back. Wiseman a goal and 2 assists. Parker Haberman had a 2-point night with the goal and an assist. Miles Carey stopped all 21 shots he faced to post a shutout. Fox Chapel also doubled up Canon Mac in shots, 42-21. You talked about Liam Wiseman, but Kevin, Fox Chapel, they're led by the top 2 leading point getters and goal scorers in Class AA, Tucker Cullen and Dom Casil.
28 goals, 31 assists, 59 points for Tucker Cullen. He's added 6 on the power play, just shy of 3 points per game. Dom Casil, 32 goals, 25 assists, 57 points. That was 10 on the power play. He's also close to 3 points at 2.85. Then you get into the others, Trip Gehring, Hayden Farah with double digits in goals, 14. Liam Wiseman checks in with 12. He has 4 fewer games played. That is most likely due to conflicts with probably amateur hockey or an injury, and why he's got 4 fewer games played at 16. But pretty strong offensive attack. When you look at their scoring, they have 8 in double figures. Going down to Tyler Goldstein with 1 goal, 10 assists for 11 points. And we're going to see Grant Watson in goal tonight, Matt.
Just going to touch that, Bob. Tonight, well, for the season, it's actually been a literal den of foxes. 3 different keepers registered decisions during the regular season. Talked about Miles Carey. He got the shutout the last time these teams played, but Miles Carey with a sprained MCL out of action tonight. The Fox Chapel Foxes hoping to have him back next week should they make it to the semifinals. But as Kevin said, Grant Watson will get the call tonight.
3 junior goaltenders in net. Miles Carey out. He had the most minutes and the most wins amongst those. Grant Watson, 6 wins, which is 6th in the classification. He comes in. He's played 3 of the last 4 games anyway with Miles Carey being injured. So that would explain that, but there's depth there as far as that goes. Interesting, too. Kevin, you were reading off those names. I had a chance to see Fox Chapel throughout the last couple of seasons. And all the names familiar, really, even the freshman Tucker Cullen, except for Hayden Farah, who has jumped up onto that list. But they're deep and strong. And again, I mentioned this earlier, Ryan Lobig, who won a Penguins Cup championship when he played at Plum, took over for Cam Radna, so the first-year head coach. He's 25 years old, so very young, in case you think that is something. Ty Ulanovitz, who we'll see in the nightcap for Deer Lakes, is 21. These guys could still be playing. They're 21 and 25 respectively. So, but he's done a great job stepping in to this Fox Chapel program.
It seems like it was 2 weeks ago, Kevin. It was 2017 ago. We called that Plum Latrobe championship game when Ryan Lobig and company won that Penguins Cup back in 2017.
And it just was popping into my head as he mentioned that. I was trying to figure out why and where to place that name, Lobig, and Bob filled in the gaps for me there.
And Matt further filled in the gaps. So
that's what Bobby and I are here for, Kevin. We are all about filling the gaps. Filling the net. Both of these teams have guys who can do that. We talked about the Fox Chapel side. Canon McMillan, they're led by Brendan Lamago, the Big Mac's leading goal scorer, Rocco Musto, and also Michael Traynor coming up with 19 total points on the season. 3 other Big Macs reached double digits in scoring on the season as well.
So Lamago has 8 goals, tied for 11th with 13 assists and 21 points. And Michael Traynor, 7 goals, tied for 12th with 12 assists and 19 points. Musto, 9 and 19. So those 2 guys, 19. And then you could throw Grayson Costa in there, who is plus double digits with 15. And Carson O'Donoghue at 13. You should be aware of that on the power play. Carson O'Donoghue has 4 power play goals, and Rocco Musto has 3. Tucker Cullen, by the way, 6 power play goals for Fox Chapel. Weissman has netted 5, as in Hayden Farah. It was really no surprise when I saw Fox Chapel's numbers. They're first in the classification with 116 goals plus 60, as Kevin talked about. No surprise that at 38.9%, they're the top power play team in the classification. It's always pivotal when you get into the playoffs. It's pivotal in the regular season. It becomes more pivotal for Canon McMillan possibly to stay out of the penalty box.
In the other goal tonight for Canon McMillan, we will see Aiden Bobbs. And Bobbs carried the regular season load for the Big Macs. 6-12 on the regular season campaign, 3.33 goals against average, and a .898 save percentage. Coming into the playoffs, Kevin, and coming in through the second half of the season, this Fox Chapel team has been really good. Fox Chapel 7-3 in the first half of the season, but winning 9 of their past 10 coming into the playoffs tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough challenge for the Big Macs here tonight against this Fox Chapel team offensively. But the one thing I think this is the fact that they only have one senior, so it's going to be a valuable learning experience for the Big Macs this year as they enter this game. And that was one of the things that I was reviewing with the staff over there. Chuck Fink was telling me about a lot of the good things that are going on for the Big Macs program with the development of the younger team, developmental program, changes in the operations on who's running it. So I think the Big Macs are on the upswing after having a few bad years.
That's the feeder program, right? That's always where the rebuild starts, when you get strength down there. You mentioned it, talking to Coach Fink. It was 2021 where they lost in the first round to Mount Lebanon. There's another thing. This is the 1A matchup. So if you're looking at it as far as bracket-wise on paper, right, you have a prohibitive favorite in the top seed. It was interesting to me, the 4-5 matchup, which is Penn Trafford and Bishop McCourt. Penn Trafford hosting Bishop McCourt after this one. Whoever wins that game, if it's Bishop McCourt, Fox Chapel lost 3 times in the regular season. In regulation, 2 of those came to Bishop McCourt. So that'd be an interesting matchup in the semifinals should the Foxes and the Crimson Crushers advance. And the other games, Cathedral Prep and Armstrong, Latrobe and Hempfield. So all the 4 2A quarterfinals, Matt, all tonight in and around the PIHL.
3 of those 4 you can find coverage live on TenbandTV on some of the other platforms. Unfortunately, the other one's too much of a bear for us to get to, so we won't be able to cover the Hempfield game. I'm sorry, the
Prep.
Yes, that one. That was way out there. But
that's really north.
Kevin, by virtue of technology, perhaps the U.S. Airway out-of-town scoreboard will be very busy tonight as the road to the Penguins Cup is all over tonight.
I'm trying. I'm hoping here they're going to enter the data for the box score so we can track what's going on, but I don't see it highlighted yet. But we do have the screen up for the out-of-town scores.
And that road, Matt, really started last week, right, with 1A having 21 teams. They had to start a little bit earlier, so they started last week. I know everything syncs up this week. A couple more games tomorrow, and then semifinals Monday through Thursday of next week, and then that at Robert Morris, as is the tradition. And then the following week, the championships at the Lemieux, and then back for the state championships at RMU the following weekend.
Yeah, the winner of this one, as you mentioned, Bob, takes on the winner of number 4, Penn Trafford, number 5, Bishop McCourt. That game will be next Tuesday, March the 11th, 7 p.m. at the RMU Island Sports Center. And then the other half of the double-A matchup will be the later game that week. We'll have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday coverage for you from RMU for the semifinals next week. Talked about Fox Chapel coming in hot. Canon McMillan, not so much. The Big Macs 3-7 during their final 10 games. Also 3-7 during the first half of the season. Canon McMillan had a 4-game losing streak in each half of the season as well. However, 7 of Canon McMillan's 12 losses have been by 2 goals or less.
So a little competitive. They had a 4-game losing streak. They beat Bishop McCourt, the season finale winner over Fox Chapel, to snap that. Then losses to Cathedral Prep and Hempfield. A 7-2 victory over Norwin, and then another loss to Cathedral Prep. So 2-3 in their last 5. You can throw that all out the window, right? Throw those losing. You want to be playing hot, Kevin, right? Fox Chapel is. Ken McMillan isn't, but that is not a be-all, end-all when we get to this postseason tournament.
you're trying to time it as well as you can to be playing your best hockey. I mean, it's a pretty easy cliche, but it's not. It's very difficult to try to trick your team or get them to that point. But as a coach, you have a pretty good feel for how they're doing entering that.
Quite simply, Matt,
season.
right? A 3-game winning streak gets you a championship.
I believe the old adage is it doesn't matter how you get in as long as you get in.
That's the first step,
right? Once you're in the
right?
dance, you can start busting a move. And Canon McMillan, who has a victory over Fox Chapel this season, hoping to have the same thing happen this evening. Fox Chapel, the number 1 seed. They'll move right to left to get it started, decked out in the home whites with the red and black trim. Left to right, the visiting Big Macs of Canon McMillan, decked out in the black jerseys with the blue and gold trim. The goalie net to our left for Canon McMillan is Aiden Bobs. The net to our right for Fox Chapel is Grant Watson. Puck down, sticks down. We are underway. The 2025 Road to the Penguins Cup Class 2A style underway here in Harmarville.
Aiden Bobs, the top goaltender. He plays for the South Pittsburgh Rebellion, by the way, 3A Tier 1 hockey travel-wise. He gets tested initially, whiffs on it, but luckily he was too high.
Someone said that in Major League, I think, too. Back the other way with the puck. Here comes Elliot Moser. He's cut off at center red by Cullen. Cullen moves the puck ahead. And an opportunity here for Dom Casil. The top line, top guys, if you will, for Fox Chapel out there as the puck ends up out of play. Fox Chapel 7-3 in games played here at the Alpha Ice Complex on the regular season. Canon McMillan 3-7 in road games during the 2K24-25 campaign.
So Aiden Bobs whiffs on the first one, Kevin, but the second one, perfect stick save, even though one up into the mesh, right?
Yeah,
that's how you want to deflect the puck. Rebound control, that's so big.
I didn't like that first shot. Bobs went through his mitt, and he was kind of looking at that
Yeah,
glove.
he did look at it.
That was not a good start for him, but a better rebound on that second one where he steered it. Maybe the low glass here, put it right in the net.
Big hit behind the net as Fox Chapel's Hayden Farah introduces himself to Dylan Isbell, and Isbell did not like the introduction. Puck played back to center red. Fox Chapel sets it back into their own zone. There we see Nico Vavpetic pinned up against the boards on a solid forechecking effort there by Roman Gasparini for Canon McMillan. Fox Chapel brings it back, chipped ahead here now. Hayden Farah lost it for a second, comes back to Nico Vavpetic. Vavpetic will dump it, and it's going to be on the wrong side of the red line. Icing call against the Foxes, brings the faceoff back into the home zone to our right. Minute and 12 seconds into this opening period. Kevin, in a game like this, even though divisions are not the same, you see his team twice in the regular season. It's been a while since they've played. Does it take a while to break the ice?
Yeah, to me, what I'm trying to do early in this game is I want to try to get every player involved that I think I'm going to need during this game, just to kind of get them on the ice.
Chance back for Fox Chapel. Wrister coming, glove save made. Casil put it on, and Aiden Bobs said, hey guys, don't question my glove. I'm not Matt Murray. He makes that glove save there.
Did Matt Murray have a glove? That's the question. 2-on-1. So Spencer Gehring was on the left side, and a good shot by Dom Casil. You said it, a better save. I think, Matt, this will hit you into our first shot. So we got a couple saves already from Bob's. Your first hit, your first good play. I think once that gets into the flow of things, that gets everything feeling regular for these players.
Lurking behind the net, there's Digby Bednar. Bednar moves the puck ahead. Here comes Carson O'Donohue. O'Donohue crosses center red, dumps in down the right side. Elliot Moser going to give chase. He'll get there first. Pinned to the corner there by Trip Gehring. Back to the right point. Bednar throws it down. Shot blocked by Gehring. And he's going to lead the charge back 3-on-3 the other way. Gehring coast to coast. Wrist shot coming. Save made by Bobs. And then gets some help from the defense on the rebound as well, as I don't think he was sure where that puck was at. Gehring from the point again. Fires and ends up hitting Costa in the backside. Now Costa going to find that puck, that being Grayson Costa, and move it back out. So tense moments there for Canon McMillan, but Costa and company able to help their keeper out.
I love what Trip Gehring did. He's an offensive defenseman, so instead of just blocking the shot, he kind of absorbed it, and that led to the break the other way, the rush the other way, and the blocker save by Aiden Bobs.
Kevin Patrick loves this one down, moves it ahead to Tucker Cullen. Cullen fires and hits the outside of the post. As he was coming back the other way, he ended up using the defenseman. O'Donohue was a screen. I'm not sure Bob's ever saw that one.
Hit him in the mask or the shoulder.
He fought that off with his left shoulder.
So Bob's did get a piece of it.
He didn't get his glove up. It just kind of handcuffed him going towards his ear.
Thrown back towards the net there by Pierce Osterholm. And around it comes to the left point. Patrick keeps, throws to the net, redirected in front. Osterholm stopped with the right pad of Aiden Bobs, who is under siege right now. To the left point it comes. Patrick and the Foxes moving the puck point to point. Komatsu shot, save Bobs, and the rebound cleared out. Great shift here for the Foxes. Liam Wiseman dumps it down low. Pierce Osterholm after it. Comes back to the point towards Patrick, and Canon McMillan is going to be called for icing, and they'll gladly take that one because in the words of the late Mike Lang, the heat was definitely taken out of a very hot kitchen.
So no shots yet, guys, for Fox Chapel, but Aiden Bobbs should be used to this. He has faced 607 shots on the season coming in, which is number 1 in the 2A classification. Coincidentally, 545 saves, also tops in the classification. So if Ken McMack wants to sneak out of here in the 8-1 with a victory and an upset, Aiden Bobbs would be the big part of that.
And Aiden Bobbs trying to not be Roy Munson and known as the rubber man with all the shots he's faced this season. It's a kingpin reference for you kids. Great chance for Canon McMillan right in front of the net.
He will definitely not want to get Munsoned.
Nobody wants to get Munson. Up the right side, Fox Chapel. Tell you what, without there being a net in front of us, keep your head up, boys. One of us might get Munson. Weissman back the other way. Centers in the slot. And the puck behind the intended recipient there, Hayden Farah. Two Foxes collide, and then a Big Mac ends up underneath of them. Sounds like a bad menu item at McDonald's. Over to the right side, Farah going to dump this in. Fox Chapel gets a fresh unit out. Canon McMillan trying to clear. Casile gloves it down, then has his pocket pick. Good job by Michael Trainer. He feeds the puck ahead. Here comes Elliot Moser, 1-on-3. Moser drags to the left side, bodied up, and a good job by Tyler Goldstein to get in front of him. And Fox Chapel regroups in their own end.
Moser got the net guard.
Just flapping in the wind.
Yeah, hanging out the back of his jersey.
Officials might get wind of that as well. Chipped ahead, here comes Casile, takes the Murphy
Good
dump
check.
and then cue up the AC/DC. He just got thunderstruck by Digby Bednar. O'Donoghue back the other way through the defense, wrist shot off the bar. Carson O'Donoghue, follow-up try, fired wide and out of play, so the Big Macs benefit from Bednar's big hit. I can't use the letter B anymore, and almost went up with a goal.
Well, Kevin, Fox Chapel dominates, and then the first chance for the Big Macs very nearly finds the net.
You know, one of the things that Coach Fink said to me, I asked him, you know, he mentioned about playing their game. You always hear that. And I said, well, what's an indication to you that you guys are playing your game? And he mentioned a couple things, and physicality was one of them. And I think you saw that, Matt, as you called that hit led to that transition rush where he caught that defenseman on a bad C-cut and was able to go right down the middle.
Here comes Lamago down the right side, puts it in front, trying to find a trailer there. Luke Kirkman wearing the familiar 68, not rocking the mullet, though. That should be prerequisite if you're going to wear that number. Fox Chapel coming back the other way. And it looks like that hit from Bednar woke these guys up, fellas.
Sometimes it's all it takes, right?
Good active
There's
stick.
a good forecheck there.
Lamago with the steal pushes it back in front, trying to find Kirkman. Fox Chapel finds, we have a Canon Mac player without a stick.
The active stick.
Yeah, that was the...
And Cullen was tripped up, but able to continue moving in front. Save Bob's rebound loose. And Canon McMillan gets out. Here come the Big Macs back the other way. Lamago 3-on-2, going to dump and chase, trying to get around Patrick. Lamago gets there first, goes around the net, sends it over the left circle. One-time shot blocked. Nice piece of work there by Fox Chapel.
Oh.
And now a lead feed behind the defense. To the forehand, backhand score! Hayden Farah! And that goal was just too sweet!
So number 1, he just sets up behind the defense, right? Didn't come on a line change, but they knew he was there. Number 2, Kevin, silky mitts for Hayden Farah. Forehand, backhand shelf for the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, he put Bobs out on 28, right? Put him on a... This is where there's a failure right there is communication from the bench. It needed to be loud that there was someone behind the defenseman, and we didn't hear it.
Back score! Canon McMillan gets the equalizer. A high shot up and over the net, misses, and then the rebound picked up in front and put home by the Big Macs, Tristan Bobbs. So Aiden Bobbs gives one up. Tristan Bobbs gets one back. Kid Rock said, Bob with the Bob. We are tied at 1.
Well, as a Bob, I appreciate that, right? What a great answer. 12 seconds after Hayden Farah gets his 16th of the year, Tristan Bobbs gets just his 2nd goal, but it's a huge game tire in the early going in this first round playoff game.
Moser was the man who came back with that high wrist shot and ripped off the glass and then bounced here to the near side. And it was scooped up by Tristan Bobbs, who puts it home and ties this game at 1. Back the other way, long shot here by Aaron Salomon ends up out of play.
Yeah, that was a carom that used to see it to Joe right off the boards. That came off pretty sharp off the glass, which typically might deaden it. And he was right there in the right spot at the right time.
I love the Joe reference. And that's the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, for those of you who don't want to Google it.
Right, but what helped there, Matt, was he was a right shot reaching towards that post, and so he didn't have to backhand it.
Parker Hanley got the assist on the Fox Chapel goal. Canon Mac back, long shot, save made. As Rocco Musto puts it on, so
that Hanley outlet, Matt, the stretch pass makes me think that maybe it's a set play that you have your guy up there right on the tape, right? But a good answer by the Big Macs.
He got in a right position between those two D, but again, the bench.
And you made a great point, right? The Canon McMillan bench right in front of us, they need to let those defensemen know that there's a guy behind you.
Here comes Fox Chapel back with it. It's going to be Spencer Gehring. Coast to coast, Gehring drives to the net. Backhander pad save. Aiden Heinen got an assist. I'm pretty sure that it was Moser who took the shot.
We'll get it off the website as soon as they update it. The Fox Chapel goal is in there. Hayden Farrer from Parker Hanley at 5:49.
Settled in, right? Great start for the Foxes. They've got a 6-4 shot advantage. That hit by Bednar really kind of maybe got Canon McMillan where they need to be as the stick gets lost there.
Yeah, it's a good thing Canon McMillan's close to 84 Pennsylvania, because it's been a lumber sale out there so far. Sticks all over the place. Canon McMillan and Fox Chapel trying to move it back the other way. Here come the Foxes up the center of the ice. It's Dom Casil. Casil with speed, 2-on-2 to the right side, gets around a man. Casil going to take it all the way around, tries to tuck, he scores! Dom Casil, half man, half amazing, and Fox Chapel takes a 2-1 lead.
Well, Coach Lobig talked about Castile. He talked about his speed. And you saw it on display. Comes on the right-handed rush. And then the angle, Kevin, is taken away, stays with it. You don't always get a chance on the wraparound. Dom Castile certainly did. Fox is back up by one.
I can't see if we ran that replay or not, but it was the recognition, Bob, of Castile that he saw the ice availability in the open ice on the far side from us. So as a right shot, he went down the right wing side, protected that puck to turn around there. But Bob's got to get to that post. He got tucked between the post and his pads, and he's got to seal that off.
Matt, that's number 33, by the way, on the year for Castile, tops in the class.
And we have, I believe, an offside call here. Big Mac player chipped up. So 7 shots on goal for Fox Chapel, 4 for Canon McMillan, 2-1. The Foxes in the lead. The first 2 goals coming 12 seconds apart. Fox Chapel broke the ice, breakaway goal by Hayden Farrer. Tristan Bobbs following up for Canon McMillan. And then the go-ahead goal, that great individual effort we just saw from Dom Casil.
And you need some help from your defenseman there to meet that guy when he's circling the net, too.
Farrer gets the assist, so he has 2 points. And it's 2-1 Foxes. Canon Mac trying to regroup now. Banking it around here to the near side. Digby Bednar, who got the momentum back for Canon McMillan with the big open ice hit early in the period, has his pocket picked by Tucker Cullen. Cullen in tight, and he just misses trying to fire that one over the shoulder of Aiden Bobbs. Pinching in at the right point, there's Liam Foley. Putting it back behind the net, moving after it there is Digby Bednar. Fired back towards the net. Fox Chapel starting to feel it a little bit here.
Foley all over the place twice. He has used his speed to keep in a pinch at the left point.
Kept in again, trying to find Cullen as he breaks towards the slot. Puck down to the lower corner. Canon Mac going to move it out, take it ahead. And here comes O'Donohue leading the charge. He tried to move it ahead to A.J. Graziani, but Cullen going to bring it back the other way. Graziani spins, has a trailer, puts it in there for Farah, but a good job defending. And gladly taking the icy call there is Digby Bednar because he needs a breather.
Kevin, I like that initially. I thought maybe a bad line change for Canon McMillan. But then Cullen comes in, his centering pass, 4 black jerseys around the intended target in the middle. So good recovery after what I thought might have been a bad line change.
I was really focused on a great shift there by Tucker Collins, excuse me. That was a slip. He probably doesn't forecheck real well.
As Bob said earlier, just a bit outside, Major League reference.
Cullen was an F3, covered the point, and he was able to keep it
Farah
in.
with the steal, centers, and tries to put the backhander on the stick there.
That's Eli Prost with a great stick to deny that pass.
Yeah, Liam Wiseman, the man who would have been the recipient there, and you guys talked about what he did in the regular season between these two teams. Wiseman had the hat trick in the opening game. Here he comes back now, steps on the puck and goes down. Isbell will get credit for a check, but the puck was the one that took Wiseman off his feet. Canon Mac brings it back. Trying to swing that one into the slot, looking to connect there with Trainer. Back the other way, backhander and a save made. Wiseman, who was slow to recover after tripping over the puck, then got tied up with Isbell, ends up fortunately on the offensive side. Back to the right point, one time rip blocked down as Nico Vavpedic put it on. And now Trainer going to chip it ahead. Canon Mac wants to get a change. A lot of pace in this one so far, fellas.
I think that plays maybe to the advantage of Fox Chapel.
Yeah,
You're talking about Liam Wiseman. He's got plus 100 career goals. So he's certainly a guy that when you are scouting, you put a circle around that player for Fox Chapel. We circled number 25 in white tonight.
Talked about the goal differential for these two teams. Fox Chapel plus 24 in the first period. Cannon McMillan minus 12. And the Foxes on top 2-1 here with 6:05 left in the opening period. Canon Mac trying to get it back. Big Mac set up, centering pass in front. Cut off, good defense by Osterholm. And he's going to bring it back the other way. Almost a 2-on-1. Puck ends up in the skates. Now it's found in tight. Big save by Bobbs.
The puck got tied up in the skate.
Connor Stokes.
Yeah, his defenseman. And Bobbs denies Liam Foley. Strong wrist shot, better save. I believe it was Foley. Might have been Spencer Gehring, excuse me.
Shot from the point blocked. As getting in front of that there was Keita Komatsu.
Shots, by the way, 10-4 in favor of Fox Chapel.
Trying to get that lead pass up ahead there was Parker Haberman, but Canon Mac able to keep it in.
What kind of room here?
Osterholm, late in the shift, brings it across center red, going to drop it back and get a change. As Spencer Gehring dumps in.
Yeah, the near side D went for a change, and they lost it right inside the blue line.
Down the right side, in tight to the backhand, pad save made. As Brendan Lamago, the Big Mac's leading scorer, got it in tight, but the long legs of Grant Watson keep it out.
Well, Lamago, the junior all-star, showed his speed with a nice burst down the right wing, and then he slid forehand backhand, but a good follow, good push by Grant Watson to follow him along.
Wrap around by Cullen, pad save made. In the slot, bouncing puck goes past the stick of Komatsu.
Bob's heard you, Kevin. Didn't cover the near post, covered the far post on that wraparound attempt. The near post on the goal earlier by Fox Chapel's Casil.
Digby Bednar clears it out. Puck chipped ahead, wrong side of the red, and it's going to be an icing call against the Big Macs. Face-off back in the zone to our left. Shots currently 11-6 in favor of Fox Chapel. 2-1 the Foxes lead. Pair of goals, first from Aiden Farah. Second was from Drew Blank.
One of my concerning things is
Dom Casil.
There you go.
They're right in front of us. The inexperience shown a little bit on the Big Macs. The line changes have not been good. So they got to clean that up. Talk about when they can go, making sure when someone's going off for change that the puck's deep.
Steal by Fox Chapel behind the Foxes net. Trying to center there is Crosby Wukovic. Comes back to the right point, now down low. In tight, partially blocked as trying to put it on was Farah.
Well, Farah received it, Matt, and then stick handled. If he one-times it, he might get that shot clean off.
Digby Bednar going to try to break it out. Back to the neutral zone. Puck slowed down there by Gehring. Gehring going to chip it ahead. And trying to move it forward there is Farah.
Bob, one-timing it is much harder than it seems on TV.
I understand.
That's hard to do.
On NHL 94, Kevin, it was a brand new feature.
Good
Puck
forecheck.
tip back behind. Yeah. Fox Chapel's done a good job of really hemming Canon McMillan in since that Big Mac tying goal. Fox Chapel is really.
Look at them. They got like a 1-2-2 set up here, man. Really four
They
neutral
do, yeah.
zone waiting.
One man high. In this case, it's Sam Kiefer. Two at the blue line, and the defenseman were at center ice. The other thing, Kevin, you mentioned the bad line changes. You can get away with that. Oh, that's a tricky save.
Yeah.
You can get away with that. A team like Fox Chapel will make you pay with their skill set.
And their speed. Cullen trying to take that lead pass. This one too far, icing the call against Fox Chapel. So a break for Canon Mac. The faceoff moves back to the home zone to our right. Again, the winner of this one takes on the winner of tonight's number 4, number 5 matchup between Penn Trafford and Bishop McCourt. That game next Tuesday, 3/11, not the band, but the date, at the RMU Island Sports Center.
They will certainly be down in the semifinals.
For the winner, it definitely will feel so good.
We'll check up between the second and third periods for some out-of-town scores.
Casil working the defensive zone, chipping it ahead. Cullen with speed, harassing the defenseman. Isbell able to get away from him, but the puck stolen back here by Gehring. That's Spencer Gehring. Drops it back to the point. Shot blocked there from Vav Pettick. And breaking it back out here is Eli Pruss, but gonna frustratingly realize he iced the puck as he wasn't quite across the red line, and we'll bring the face-off back to the Canon Mac zone to our left.
So, Kevin, put your coaching hat on, one of the many hats you wear. It's almost a stifling forecheck at times by Fox Chapel. How does Kenny McMillan counteract that?
Well, first of all, you need the communication. You have quicker passes. You got to get open for each other. So you're reading off the puck.
Turnaround shot, save made from the faceoff. Loose. Bobs can't find it. Still loose. Bobs doing snow angels, keeps it out. But a great chance for Dom Casil in front. And Bobs makes his biggest save of the evening to keep that one out. Then his defense helps him by putting the puck underneath of him.
So great right toe save on the initial shot. And then fortunately he's not scrambling, and the rebound by Casil goes right into the middle of him when he stays down. He's got 11 saves in this first period already, does Aiden Bobs.
F. Pettick banged hard against the boards, but able to recover, pushing the puck back to the fence. Kamatsu.
Kevin, is it too obvious just to say make the simple play and just get the puck and get out of your zone?
Casil in tight.
Oh, he tried to find a little off angle, a deep angle shot there.
Here comes a chance back, chipped ahead, opportunity here. Fox Chapel moving it. Casil.
Great job by Gehring. Head on a swivel to poke up and see he had Cullen in front, but his pass was
looking for the wrap. Going to send it back to the right point. Sorry, the left point. As dyslexia gets the best of me. Vav Pettick sends it down to Cullen on the left wing wall. Cullen trying to work around the defense. Able to get around Salomon. Takes it over to the far side here. And then gets some help from his defense partner to Salomon as Connor Stokes steps up. 3-man scrum in the corner. Loose puck. Pushed back towards the Canon McMillan net. Chipped off the near boards here.
Nice.
And kept in by Vav Pettick. Vav Pettick has Casil.
Twice he kept that alive.
Off the back of his skates, throws it towards the net. Stick save and then into the mitt. And Bobs holds for the draw.
So just to answer the question, when you got a stifling forecheck, it's got to be quick passes is the answer so that they can establish it. However, you got to convince your players what's necessary to do, Matt, is you got to communicate, because when the puck retriever is getting it, they got to know where their teammates are. So the goalie, the other D, the wingers, whoever's coming back need to be yelling, and young players just don't yell enough.
Face-off pushed back to the Canon McMillan net and then shipped wide. And pinching in from the point here, Trip Gehring.
Yeah, Osterholm just found that. Very nearly found a way to sneak it inside the near post.
Here comes Canon Mac back with it. Out to the right side. That's going to be Tristan Bobs trying to move the puck ahead. Looking there for Austin Smith, but Fox Chapel brings it back. Nice move. Drop pass not there, though. Good effort on the play by Farrer, but he couldn't finish it. And now Smith going to bring it back the other way. Sets from the circle. Blocker save made by Watson.
They had room.
That was a good shot.
Good flashing out of the blocker by Watson.
I think sometimes, Kevin, it's tough for the goaltender, too, when you're like Watson, you face that brief flurry, then haven't had much action since.
Yeah, for sure. He was facing a lot of shots when he probably had the nerves of the first game of the playoffs, and then he kind of settled in here.
Look at his speed.
That's amazing speed there by Wiseman, but he's cut off. Good defensive work. Canon McMillan. Bob's going to move the puck ahead. Here comes Heinen. Heinen, rising shot, and that's off the blocker and out of play. So had a chance to see most of the Big Macs when they came in, but now as I see them skating in front of us, those guys broke the bleach out for the playoffs.
Yeah,
they did. Saw them on the way in.
I was in the hallway talking to the staff. I saw them all coming in with blonde hair, but
that was the Music Girls' cue to play Eminem, but it didn't work out.
Now, not that blocker that got the face off. The one before that through the screen. That was a good save because it was a late pickup through the screen.
Yeah, correct. Right side far post on that shot. By the way, didn't make mention, I think we did, but I'll just reiterate that Grant Watson is 6-0 on the season. So they've not lost with him between the pipes.
Canon Mac bringing it back as the horn sounds to end period number 1. Well, Vin Diesel wasn't here, but it was certainly fast and furious. 17 minutes of hockey in the books here at Harmerville. Class AA opening round Penguins Cup matchup. It's Fox Chapel 2, Canon McMillan 1. We will take a quick break and be back with your second period of action. You're watching the 2025 Road to the Penguins Cup on TenbandTV.
It's a PIHL hockey night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's health insurance marketplace. How can I help you?
I need help paying my health insurance premiums.
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest costs on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Back here at the Alpha Ice Complex in Harmerville, the 2025 Road to the Penguins Cup on 10-band TV. Class AA opening round matchup, top-seeded Fox Chapel leading number 8, Canon McMillan 2-1 after one. Alongside Bob Orquist and Kevin Zilmansky, Matt Vandriak with you this evening. Yes, you get Trace Lads for your hockey coverage to start this Road to the Penguins Cup. Oh, wow! And the second period gets started with a bang. As stepping up was Carson O'Donohue.
Yeah, Casillo head down. He paid for it. Got right back up. He's okay, but that kind of sparked Canon McMillan in the first period. Let's see what it does there. Now we get a hand pass at center ice.
So real quick, Kevin, recap the opening period goals. We had 3 on the board, 2 for the Foxes with 1 Big Mac goal sandwiched in between. See what I did there?
Yeah, at the 5:49 mark, Hayden Farah, his 15th of the season, first of the playoffs from Parker Hingley. Tristan Bobbs answered for the big match from Aiden Heinen. For Bobbs, it was his second of the season, first of the playoffs. And Dom Casillo, even strength is 748 for Casillo, first of the playoffs, 33rd of the season. You would call that his Rolling Rock goal.
I was going to call it the Zarley Zalapski goal, but we'll go with both.
2 points for Hayden Farah.
Yeah, Farah with the assist, so he's got 1 and 1.
Back the other way, long shot fired wide. That was Kirkman in the 68. Back to O'Donohue, who started the second period by bringing the Thunder. Costa finds it in the left circle. Costa backhands in front. Score! Luka Kirkman puts the mesh in motion, and Canon McMillan ties it at 2, 51 seconds into the second period.
So the hit works. Tyler Goldstein in front, Kevin. He gets a stick on it, but he doesn't clear it away, right? He clears it right onto Kirkman's stick, and he makes no doubt about it, tying the game.
Well, Bob, what's important about that, and you have to recognize and acknowledge the fact that Gherkin was in proper position, and he had his stick down on the ice, not in the air, so he could get that errant pass and put it home in the empty net.
Big goal for the Big Macs. We're tied at 2. And Canon Mac, see if they can build some momentum from it. Lead pass up the left side. Here comes Michael Traynor. Traynor chases to the corner. He's taken hard to the boards there by Keita Komatsu. Centering pass comes out. Shot on. Deflects up and over. Good look from Moser. And I think that Musto had a piece of that shot in front. In front, shot again. This time it's blocked. Good look again for Elliot Moser. Better block by Fox Chapel's defense.
2 grade A opportunities, though.
That was Liam Wiseman who got that second block. Down low, Traynor going to chip it. Comes out to the point. Isbell can't handle it, but his defense partner Eli Pruss there to help out. Pruss trying to take the puck. He gets taken to the boards instead and ridden all the way down to the ice. Loose puck as those two exchange pleasantries. Musto behind the defense. Rister coming. Denial seems it had to come. Seven Dust had the lyrics, and Grant Watson has the save.
I think that's an extended blocker save with the shaft of the stick. Great outlet to Musto, springing back the other way. Very nearly gave Canon Mac their first lead in this one.
Well, much like the first goal for Fox Chapel in the first period, Musto got lost behind the D. The D kind of pushed up. I think in soccer you would call that back line trying to get too far up, and Musto correctly again, Bob, tapped his stick, the beaver tap, to let his teammate know he was there, and it was a good pass, and he was in on the breakaway. It was a good save, though.
Comes Casil back the other way, leading the charge. 2-on-3. Casil drifts to the left side, has Cullen with him. Casil to the net, rising backhander up and over. Carrying it the right wall, throws it in front, puck block. And Canon McMillan regroups, and here they come out. Casil's just so fast. He seems to be everywhere.
That was good F3 position for Casil to stick in the passing lane, cutting down the middle of the ice.
Great job in the rush, too. A really strong backhander on his off wing. Put the arm out to protect the D and almost gave Fox Chapel back the lead back.
Puck dumped in. Canon Mac in a chase. Casil pushing it to the defense. Lamago finishes his check off as he thumps Liam Foley, who did not have a nice day.
2-on-1.
Casil back the other way as Gehring going to the net. Casil keeps. Casil wrister score! Dom Casil for the second time tonight finds the net, and Fox Chapel takes the lead back at 3-2.
Well, Casil made the play, Bob, at his own blue eye when he was able to chip that one past the defenseman at the point, and that created the 2-on-1 where he just skated in.
Chip and retrieval. Use that speed. Matt just talked about his speed. He gets up, catches up to it again, coming down on the left wing, this time in the forehand, wrists it and rips it actually past Aiden Bobbs to give Fox Chapel the lead. 34 now on the season for Dom Casil.
Steal though, Moser gonna drop it back. Long shot coming, that's blocked as Musto tried to get his second of the night, and a nice block by Vav Pettit to get in front of it.
Really nice high slot block by Vav Pettit.
Musto brings it back, 3-on-3, good steal. Here comes Liam Wiseman, 2-on-2 back the other way. Wiseman trying to get around the defense. Wiseman takes it down, tough angle shot, hits the outside, and then Aiden Bobbs takes the net off the moorings with his left shoulder as well.
Bobbs pushing from right to left, comes in. Speed is evident for Fox Chapel. Wiseman, Casil, Farah, they've got a ton of it.
Face off in the visitor zone to our right. 3-2 Fox Chapel on top. Each team scoring once here in the second period. Vav Pettit from the point fires just wide. Tucker Culling and Trip Gehring picked up the assists on that Casil goal.
Those are two generous assists. Casil made the play by himself in his own zone and took it all the way down the ice.
Farah long shot, blocker to side. Follow-up try, Vav Pettit. A shooting gallery developing in the zone to our right. And now from the left point, Goldstein. Loved out of the air by Bobbs.
Well, that's good concentration because Michael Traynor, Kevin, comes right out on the defenseman, right? Doesn't get the block, provides a screen, although there's plenty of time for Aiden Bobbs to eventually track and snag that puck.
Goalies prefer, if you're going to get in the shooting lane, to get it or get out of the way. Don't you guys agree that was an unassisted goal?
It could be, I would say one assist, right?
I thought that Cullen probably got one. I didn't see the second one there.
Two is extra generous, but Casil.
Well, it is a hockey game, right? It's called a hockey assist for a reason.
Down the right side, opportunity, centers, and unable to turn it over in front. Lamago and Moser. Now Costa redirects save, follow-up try stopped. Grayson Costa stopped in tight, and then we discuss.
Back, we got offsetting cross checks, no penalties, but the Canon McMillan player was cross-checked down, and the Casil was cross-checked down. Lamago mucking it up, Costa as well.
The trailing official, Brinton, might have the calls, or he just lectured. Well, he counted the players in. The defenseman went in with a kerfluffle, so face-off. They're going to keep it in. I thought he was telling them the D was in.
Kerfluffle.
First time put that on the counter.
Write it down.
O'Donohue gets it at the left point, trying to work his way. Backhands it in front, and that's almost redirected onto the net by Grayson Costa, who was involved in that kerfuffle. O'Donohue shot pass, save made. Rebound pushed back. Baron Grant Watson coming up big with a couple of stops to keep Fox
So two big
up.
saves, right? Stops the Gerkman deflection, and then the rebound gets put on by Lamago. So maybe the two best stops back-to-back sequence for Grant Watson.
Both strictly reaction saves. That was a great pass from low behind the goal line to the point underneath the sticks. It was good redirect with Gerkman with the stick on the ice. He made the first save and he reacts to his left and gets the pad out extended to make the second save.
Here comes a chance back the other way for Fox Chapel. Wiseman finds Farah and Tiny scores! Hayden And Farah, his second of the night. And Fox Chapel doubles the lead at 4-2.
Same thing again. Same type of play. They make the play past the point man. And what they're missing here is the defenseman for the Big Macs. When they chip it past you, you got to get a piece of the body and slow them down. And they're not getting it, and they're generating that speed.
I think in this case it was Vukotic who did the same thing that Casil did. Although this time he passed it off high slot, plenty of time.
Yeah, that was the difference.
For Farah to look it over, find the net for his second. Casil, he's got 2. Farah, he's got 2. Fox Chapel leads by 2.
So the big guns for Fox Chapel showing up here, and Farah has a 3-point night. Wiseman sidesteps to Chapel, leads the offense back the other way. To the circle, back to Wiseman. Shoot, save made by Bobs. Rebound loose, still in tight. Save, Bobs, follow-up, score! Hat trick, Hayden Farah.
Throw your hats, folks. Too many opportunities, really. 2 great saves, especially the second one on the rebound, but too many opportunities for Hayden Farah. You've got a guy that is in the top 10 in scoring in the lead, and he finds the second rebound, Kevin. He finds the net. Back-to-back goals and the HT for Hayden Farah, and now a 3-goal bulge for the Foxes.
It might not be a bad time for a timeout for the Big Macs, but again, a bad line change caught them, and they were outnumbered on the rush, and they never recovered, despite a couple great saves by Bobs initially. But they kept whacking at those loose pucks, and he was able to put that one home. What was that, 46 on the goal?
Farah. It was a Farah again, yeah.
It was Farah from Wiseman, I believe.
So Farah would get the hat trick. It was 16. It was Wiseman who had the first opportunity. Bob stopped that, stopped the initial Farah rebound, but it's a hat trick for Farah. Now 19 and 2 in a row here to open up this second period lead for the Foxes.
Fox Chapel now leads 5-2.
That's what they can do right there. Potent offensive team. Tops in the classification in goals, and they're showing you why here in this second period.
So Vukotic got the assist on the 4th goal. Wiseman will probably get the assist on the 2nd goal because it was him and on the 3rd goal for Farah. So it was those two kind of back and forth on it. Bednar circles back into his own zone. So Canon McMillan tied this game 51 seconds into the second period. And then Canon McMillan has put the last 3 in.
Yeah, 3 unanswered for Fox Chapel. They're giving Vukovic that second goal.
Cullen with it in front. Pad save made. Follow-up try.
We'll have to make sure it's official, but Vukovic.
I don't think
Vukotic, excuse me.
Yeah.
I thought it was Farah with the hat trick
sure
as well.
I don't think Vukotic was even on the ice.
Oh, he was. But it was, he started it, got the pass to Weissman, which started the sequence on the net.
Now Casil finds Cullen. Cullen tries to backhand it through the slot. Eli Pross comes back to the point. Foley fires wide, trying to get shot past there.
Tucker Cullen tried the between the legs deflection between and the hashes.
Great move by Canon Mac back, but unable to finish. As coast to coast went Elliott Moser, but he couldn't get that last backhander on. Right point try, fired down. And now Lamago after it. Lamago in the corner, bodied up there by Trip Caring. And we get a 5-man scrum developing in the lower left boards. Fox Chapel comes away with the puck. And ahead it comes. Here comes Cullen. 1-on-3. Cullen rubbed out. Good, solid body check. As Kirkman finished that check off. The left side, too far. Icing the call. To let you folks know, watching on TenbandTV, we have a live look and available. 2 doubleheaders for you going back-to-back here on TenbandTV. You can check out the action at RMU tonight. See in the lower right corner of your screen. DH there is this 2025 Road to the Penguins Cup. It's a party on the island as well tonight, both islands.
Party here at the Alpha Ice. Fox Chapel so far. Still a lot of time to go, but a 3-goal burst in 2 minutes and 11 seconds here in the second period.
Musto trying to bring it back. He's offsides.
The trainer tried his best to stay on sign.
So Fox Chapel with the outburst. The goal was awarded, as we said, to Crosby Vukovic, but I think all of us pretty much agree that Farah was the man who finished that. Unless somehow Vukovic got a piece of it on the way in.
Well, there was a scramble around there. Officially on the score sheet, it's Vukovic, actually, from Farah. Farah will get a point either way.
Back the other way comes Farah, rising shot, blocker to side. And
fires that in high slot, Matt. Makes it no doubt he gets the hat trick. He's in front again.
Trying to set him up there was Wiseman, but that pass just misses. Fox Chapel back into their own zone. They'll chase it down.
Kevin, two really good solid lines, the top two lines for Fox Chapel. That's hard to defend sometimes.
That is what you need to succeed at 2A. 3A, you need three solid lines. 2A, you can get away with two, couple pairs of D, and a solid goalie. So that's why Fox Chapel's a 1 seed.
To the left side. Pressure put on there by A.J. Graziani. It's going to force Fox Chapel to ice this one as he was bearing down on the Fox's Kevin Patrick.
First of all, he had room and he had a teammate, but must have really needed the line change as he fires it out of the zone. Unlike the NHL, you can change up after icing at this level.
Face off back to the left in the Fox Chapel end. Fox has led 2-1 after one. We were tied at 2 briefly in the second period, and Fox Chapel has put 3 more on the board. They lead 5-2 and looking for more. Here comes Spencer Gehring. Crosses to the right side. Gehring looks it over, wrist shot, and it's partially blocked by Stokes. Over to the left side. Fox Chapel back with it. Backhander save, and then swatted away by Salomon, who I think saved a goal there.
He did, no doubt. Really deft touch. Maybe lucky, right? But sometimes you do that, you put it in your own cage.
Yeah, that was the tricky part. He's high-sticked it right in the blue paint.
Haberman knocks it down. Haberman takes to the net, backhander, loose and tight, save made, rebound kept out. As that's twice Pierce Osterholm had a bouncing puck go up and over, but not end up back in the net. Costa back, throws it towards the Fox Chapel goal. Watson lets it go to the corner.
Third line, Kevin looking up and saying, listen, give us some love, Bobby O. That was a great shift by the third unit.
Donahue keeps it in. Into the circle, trying to fight through 3 guys. Ends up on his backside, loose puck in the slot, and unable to turn that over for Fox Chapel. Sorry, for Canon McMillan was Roman Gasparini, and the Foxes ice it.
They got kind of like a partial line change, too. So 1 skater went off, but 4 stayed out. And almost a bad clear. Put that puck in front of the net, but the Big Macs couldn't take advantage of it.
What you were just doing, Bob, is why I never referred to my lines as first, second, third, fourth. I never used numbers for it.
I was never a coach.
No, I'm just saying that's how I did it. A lot of coaches do.
Well, you could say, hey, you're a scoring unit. You can call a line a checking line, right? For defensive posture, put the pressure on. They used to be that way.
Just give them different responsibilities. I called them by their practice jersey colors.
Was one of them the pumpkin line? Check that 91 Pens reference, folks.
I did have orange jerseys.
For those listening that didn't know, Kevin Zlemansky joining us, coaching PIHL. There's actually a Kevin Zlemansky shrine here when you come into the Harmerville.
There's not a shrine.
There's
It's a mention.
Yeah.
It's you got championships at 2 schools, including your alma mater.
Exactly. Central Catholic and Bishop Canavan.
And we decided to take you away from all that. Matt and I especially during this time of the year.
That's it.
It is.
I don't have to share holidays anymore. We're all together.
Unfortunately, Kevin, it's only one Christmas for you now.
That's it.
Pay homage to the shrine on your way in and out of the Alpha Ice Complex as well.
I expect you guys to genuflect.
I actually took a picture of it yesterday, then I realized you'd be here today. Centering feet across, and that's not going to be there. Just missing was Kato Komatsu.
Kevin, I left my last 2 pennies of all time at the shrine earlier.
And last week you had a penny on the floor, Bob.
I did.
Back to the point, shot coming, deflected wide. As Canon McMillan may need a cigarette the way the Fox Chapel's bringing it here in this second period.
It's got 7 shots for the Big Macs, 11 for Fox Chapel, just under 6 to go in this period.
Here comes an opportunity here for Antonio Cardinale. Cardinale runs into his own man. Takes the worst of it as Hayden Farah finishes checks on his own players sometimes. Komatsu through traffic, save made off the blocker. And then Wiseman looking for that rebound, but just couldn't flag that bouncing puck out.
There's that communication, right? Komatsu left, right point. Beaver taps the stick to get that pass.
First penalty coming up.
Yeah, it's going to go against Fox Chapel as we saw some timber go fly in there. Canon Mac hustling after it, and that's good hustle there.
Still got it.
Lamago, top scorer. We got the empty net as well, but now we got whistles and what? Oh, the net's off the moorings. Okay. So that's a break, actually, for Fox Chapel because Cannon McMillan had the goaltender off and the extra attacker about to join play when that net departed the moorings.
Wiseman's going to go for interference.
And on the power play this season, Cannon McMillan, 16.4% conversion rate. Fox Chapel killing at an 81.8% clip.
Yeah, that is 5th and 6. 6 for the power play for Cannon McMillan, 5th for the PK unit.
11 of 67 on the power play for the Big Macs.
So 5:22 and a 3-goal deficit. Not quite a must-score situation, but pretty close. Would you agree?
Very close. This is a big sequence here for Cannon McMillan. They need this power play goal. I think if you
didn't start well,
if you go into the third period or you're able to get one here and go into the third period down 2, you have a little bit of confidence. Because remember, this was a Cannon McMillan team that was down 3 goals twice in the first meeting between these two teams before they came back for that shootout win. Coast to coast, up and over for Cannon McMillan.
How about Goldstein? First of all, he stops the puck, and then that was a hip check, folks. You don't see many of those. He flipped the Cannon McMillan attacker.
Back now comes O'Donohue. O'Donohue works down low. Sets up behind the net. O'Donohue trying to find somebody in front. Trainer breaks towards him, but a good job there by Trip Gehring to break it up. And now the puck cleared back to the neutral zone. Cannon McMillan sets up. 65 seconds left in the power play. Salomon down the circle, puts it in front on the left side. Trainer couldn't turn it over. Comes back to the right point. Good
nice
shot
keep.
to the net. Better save made. That was Moser with the stop. And I believe that was Moser too, Bobby. You went for that rough ride earlier as well.
Yeah, he did. It was. And he made a nice shot there. But I liked on the initial rush, Salomon, who's a defenseman, comes down the left wing, Kevin. And instead of either continuing behind the net or throwing a backhander, does a little spinorama right there and fires it through the crease, maybe trying to catch Grant Watson off guard.
Yeah, the unexpected shot. Maybe the goalie reads it differently and you're able to create some traffic or bank it off a skate. But the penalty kill here, the Fox Chapel defensemen have been very good. Gehring cleared it on the draw. Goldstein had the hit at the entry. As you see, the Foxes in a 1-3 setup right here. This may be something we could have talked about or draw later.
2 face-off wins.
Yeah.
2 killing the penalty for the Foxes.
30 seconds remain on this Cannon McMillan power play. Smith down low, going to try to walk it out, stuff it in from in tight. Watson keeps it out, and Smith exchanges pleasantries with Komatsu after.
Just snag that, did Grant Watson. Sometimes the goaltender will try to let you know that he made the glove save. Sometimes the glove is in the right place. Either way, nice job to hold the short side for Grant Watson.
I think you make the point here, as the last one was won. The Big Mac's got to win this draw here, Matt. They try to get set up, get a shot off there. You got still about 25 seconds, and they do win it.
Cannon McMillan's been held shotless on this power play. There's a long shot that almost goes in as I say that. From that right point, a good try there by Carson O'Donohue, and it goes off the stick, and then a second push by Watson to keep it out. Almost actually the second shot of the power play for Canon Mac.
So it takes 2 strides right after the faceoff went towards the middle. Good hard low wrist shot. The initial save was good, but when Watson was trying to rebound control, that's where things got a little bit scary, almost maybe bouncing into his zone. That penalty is over. We're 5 aside.
Canon Mac gets the kill. So we'll see if that sequence holds up and if the momentum sticks with Cannon McMillan. O'Donohue gets around a man, top of the right circle, rising, rip up off the glass.
Great use of the edges there by O'Donohue to get that wrist shot.
Puck pushed down low. Watson in amongst a scrum, puts the glove down on it. As battling hard down there was Elliot Moser. Vavpetick and Komatsu.
Yeah, Moser, Vavpetick with the battle. Watson makes the initial stop and is able to track the rebound. So well done. Now everyone takes a breath, right? Go to a regular line change, 5 aside, Kevin, things back to normal.
Yeah, if you're killing the penalty, you're trying your best to have pairs that are line partners, so you're not trying to mix them up too much, because if you have to mix up too much, then you got to go to some other lines that were maybe not involved. But the last draw, you guys talked about the shot. They didn't have any traffic. So right here, this is what I'm talking about.
There's
they got a
some
little traffic there.
Trainer tried to deflect off the right point shot taken there by Dylan Isbell. And Canon McMillan trying to chip away at this 3-goal deficit.
Proof again, you don't always need that big slapper from the point. It's nice, but Isbell wristed it to create that deflection opportunity.
Tyler Goldstein moves it ahead. Farah leads the charge down the left side. Farah top of the circle, looks it over. Richter coming, he fires wide.
Heavy wrister. You can see him stick handling, and winds it up.
Farah over to the right side now. Wiseman comes back to the point, then spins it down low. Good pass there. Centering trying to get it back to Wiseman was Vukotic, and nobody home.
Isbell could stick to deflect that centering pass away.
Trainer softly sends it to the net. Save made by Watson. He juggles and holds the rebound with Elliot Moser bearing down on him. 2:08 left here in the second period. What was a 2-2 tie is now a 5-2 Fox Chapel lead as the Foxes exploding for 3 consecutive goals here in this second period. And Kevin, it looked like Canon McMillan had a little bit of momentum back, had a golden opportunity with that power play, but had a couple of chances late, but not much else to show for it, and maybe a little bit deflated.
Too much time was spent having to retrieve and break out based on the face-off wins by the Foxes and the good clears by the defensemen and the denial of the entry by the Fox Chapel defensemen holding the blue line in that 1-3 setup. If they're going to do that, you got to attack with speed and you got to use the dumping.
Be a high stick on the puck, so Canon McMillan gets a chance to touch up in their own end. Bob, you weren't motioning for the old hip-hop song, Bye, Bye, Bye.
I was not, no. Wiseman and one of the Canon McMillan players, as they were heading to the bench, their respective benches on a line change, were exchanging pleasantries.
Was that in sync or the Backstreet Boys? Who had Bye, Bye, Bye?
Bye, Bye, Bye was the Backstreet Boys.
Okay.
No, wasn't it in sync?
I don't know.
We're going to look it up between periods and let you know.
I think it was in sync.
We're obviously out of sync when we try to decide what boy band's saying what. Canon McMillan is trying to get back in sync as they battle it back to the left point. Gerkman looks it over, through traffic, juggling shot, save, held on to, still loose. Turn back, save Watson, rebound. Watson says no as bodies tumble in front of him. Grant Watson coming up big to keep the Fox Chapel lead at 3.
Great recovery right there.
Really great recovery.
Bob, you have an answer for us?
It is in sync.
Now, for the listening audience, if we're keeping score of who gets the musical references, I am way at the bottom of the standings. So that's 1 win for me. Nevertheless, that was a great reaction save for Watson.
Yeah, luckily it was still loose, right?
Yeah.
It took an extra second. There's another save off the face-off
blocker
win.
Save made, a clean win.
It takes a while to get back there, and that allows him to get from right to left, Grant Watson.
Back comes Fox Chapel. Wiseman takes a great feed and fires up and over the net as Osterholm dropped it right back for him.
He had plenty of net to shoot at, too.
And now Osterholm works it to the far side of the rink with the final minute of this period. Wiseman blows a tire, but finds the puck as he gets back up.
Went right back to him. That was good luck for him.
Canon Mac thought they were going to get it out, but it's kept in, and Osterholm brings it to the near side. Goldstein from the point, and tight. Osterholm, save made. Farah tried to get the deflection, ends up on Osterholm, stick in tight, and Aiden Bobbs keeps breath in the lungs of Canon McMillan's playoff chances.
24 saves now for Aiden Bobbs, and again, used to that workload, faced the most shots and had the most saves in the regular season, and keeps it at 5-2, which is striking distance, but you need to make it happen.
Striking distance was Bruce Willis.
Correct. Filmed right here in the Berg.
Back the other way. O'Donohue trying to lean in on Goldstein. Final 15 of this second period. Now remember, it was a 5-2 Fox Chapel lead after the second period the first time these teams met as well. So this one's not over yet. Don't be tuning over.
As well, Matt.
Don't be tuning over to that RMU game.
At Alpha Ice.
Moser back. Sends it over to the right side. Ben Trainer gets lined up as Trip Gehring brings the thunder. And now Moser being chased by Goldstein as he shot after the whistle. And obviously the Fox Chapel Foxes are not very happy about that. They say the Foxes might even be a little bit rabid.
Listen, I don't, it was after the whistle, but I don't think
he didn't hear it
was that far after the whistle.
No, he didn't hear
He
that
did
horn.
skate away before he turned and squared up with Goldstein, but I don't think it was a penalty.
Watson made the
Plus,
save.
Watson said he made the save anyway, right?
Regardless, so he had 19 shots. He stopped 17, and then we'll just add one for good measure. Two periods in the books here at the Alpha Ice Complex in Harmarville. Class AA Penguins Cup opening round matchup. Fox Chapel 5, Canon Mac 2. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with your third period of action. You're watching the 2025 Road to the Penguins Cup on TenbandTV.
It's a PIHL hockey night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's health insurance marketplace. How can I help you?
I need help paying my health insurance premiums.
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest costs on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Do you
takes the Murphy dump back. Cue up the AC/DC. He just got thunderstruck by Digby Badner. O'Donoghue back the other way through the defense. Wrist shot off the bar. The one-time shot blocked. Nice piece of work there by Fox Chapel. And now a lead feed behind the defense to the forehand backhand. One-time shot block. Nice piece of work there by Fox Chapel. And now a lead feed behind the defense to the forehand backhand.
Communication from the bench. It needed to be loud that there was someone behind the defenseman, and we heard it.
Castillo with speed. 2-on-2 to the right side. Gets around the man. Castillo gonna take it all the way around. Tries to tuck. He scores! Castillo! Major league reference.
Colin was an F3, covered the point, and was able to keep it.
With the steel centers and tries to put the backhander on the stick there. And he's going to bring it back the other way. Almost a 2-on-1. Puck ends up in the skates. Now it's fouled in tight. Big save by Bobs.
You got to get open for each other, so you're reading off the puck.
Turnaround shot. Save made from the face-off. Loose. Bobs can't find it. Still loose. Bobs doing snow angels. Keeps it out.
You got to get open for each other, so you're reading off the puck.
Turnaround shot. Save made from the face-off. Loose. Bobs can't find it. Still loose. Bobs doing snow angels. Keeps it out. It's not there, though. Effort on the play by Fair, but he couldn't finish it. Now Smith's going to bring it back the other way. Sets from the circle. Blocker save made by Watson.
Andrew.
Domansky, Matt Vandriak with you this evening. Yes, you get Trace Lads for your hockey coverage to start this road to the Penguins Cup. Oh! And the second period gets you, who started the second period by bringing the Thunder. Costa finds it in the left circle. Costa backhands in front. You, who started the second period by bringing the Thunder. Costa finds it in the left circle. Costa backhands in front. Trainer chases to the corner. He's taken hard to the boards there by Keita Komatsu. Centering pass comes out, shot on, deflects up and over. Good look for Moser. The boards instead, and ridden all the way down to the ice. Loose puck as those two exchange pleasantries. Musto behind the defense. Rister coming. Denial seems it had to come as he thumps Liam Foley, who did not have a nice day.
2-on-1.
Casillo back the other way as Gehring going to the net. Casillo keeps. Casillo, Rister score! developing in the zone to our right. And now from the left point, Goldstein. Oh, loved out of the air by Bobs. And unable to turn it over in front. Lamago and Moser now comes to redirect save. Follow-up try, stop. Grayson Costa. To the circle, back to Wiseman. Shoots, save made by Bobs. Rebound, loose. Still in tight, save by Stokes. Over to the left side. Chapel back with the backhander save and then swatted away. Juggling shot, save, held on to, still loose. Turn back, save, Watson, rebound. Watson says no. As bodies tumble in front of him.
It's a PIHL hockey night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's health insurance marketplace. How can I help you?
I need help paying my health insurance premiums.
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest costs on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com, paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair. Cross ice, and it comes back to Lucas blows. Hey, rookie, welcome to the show, the Penguins Cup Championship show, the Penguins Cup playoff show, and the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars putting on a show. Tell the boys and girls I just don't care.
In the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Would preventative care and screenings be an option?
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com, paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
What a wonderful day!
Welcome to Temple Strength and Sport Performance, where we empower you to reach new heights in strength, speed, and athletic performance. Temple is here to support you every step of the way. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned athlete, join him in Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania, and discover the difference. For more information, call 412-527-1755. Start your journey with us today.
Stevenson did get a shot on goal, but it was a right pad save by Hastings. Here comes a chance and a counter and a goal! John
Point shot.
Yeah, and their teammate almost back clear.
And there it is.
There it is, Bob.
The Jinx. Bowser, a lacrosse type goal.
Point shot.
Yeah, and their teammate almost back clear.
And there it is.
There it is, Bob.
The Jinx. Bowser, a lacrosse type goal.
It doesn't happen at the college level. If you can't play 5-on-5 hockey, you're going to be in trouble. So that's what I'm looking for.
It's a PIHL hockey night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
Back here at the Alpha Ice Complex in Harmarville, period number 3 of the Class AA Penguins Cup opening round playoff game. Number 1, Fox Chapel. Number 2, Canon McMillan. The Foxes lead the Big Macs by the count of 5-2. Alongside Bob Orquist and Kevin Zomanski, Matt Vandriak center ice with you as the road to the 2025 Penguins Cup is on TenbandTV. Kevin, before we get this third period started, let's run down the scoring recap for the first two.
Wait, we're going to do the out-of-town scores first because I'm on that page. Then we'll get to the scoring recap. Right. Bishop McCourt 2, Penn Trafford 1, and Greater Latrobe 3, Hempfield 0. Now to the quick scoring recap. The opening goal was scored at 5:49 in the first period. Hayden Farah from Parker Hanley. 6:01, Canon Mac answered. Tristan Bobbs from Aiden Heinen. And then it was Dom Casile at the 7:48 mark from Hayden Farah. Farah with 1 goal, 1 assist in that first period. 51 seconds into the second, it was Gerkman from Grayson Costa and Brendan Lamago. And I'll pause for a minute here.
Here comes Casile over here to the near side. Cullen, fresh sheet of ice. So Fox Chapel was fast in that second period. They'll be faster on this fresh sheet as Gehring throws it down low. Casile to the net, save made, and the net's off the moorings because Kevin wants to finish the scoring recap.
That's it. At 2:45, it was Casile, his second from Tucker Collin and Trip Gehring. And then 4:29, it was Hayden Farah from Crosby Vukotic. And then at 4:59, 30 seconds later, it was Crosby Vukotic with the goal and Hayden Farah with the assist, although
we beg to differ.
We think that might be corrected.
Gehring from the face-off win fires a shot just wide, so there is your scoring recap as well
also
as your
about
U.S. Air out-of-town scoreboard.
Also about the second period, Canon Mac ties the game 51 seconds in. Less than 2 minutes later, Fox Chapel retakes the lead, and they score 3 times as that bounces wide by Gehring. 3 times in 2 minutes and 11 seconds.
Wiseman pushing it down low. Casile centers, big save made. As Osterholm had a great look, and that might have been an unconscious stop there by Bobbs, who just got a piece of it with the left shoulder.
Just make your body as big as possible sometimes. Doesn't always have to be a screen. Good check.
Farah finishes off Moser right in front of us. And back with it now comes Fox Chapel. 3-on-2 developing. Here comes Liam Wiseman. Crosses the line, sets it up, sends it over to the near side. Cullen along the boards. Trying to drift back towards the point. Cullen keeps. Takes it to the slot, now to the circle, drops it back to the right point, point-to-point pass. Vav Pettick through traffic, fires wide. As onto the ice off the bench, there's Spencer Gehring to join the fray. Deuce Krasinski reference there. Oh, yeah. Fox Chapel with it. And trying to keep it down low, can't do so. 30 shots to 19 in favor of the Foxes. They've won this third period.
14-12, those totals in the second period.
Fox Chapel coming back with it. Up the right side, it's going to be chipped ahead here by Dom Casile. Down low, it goes back behind the net. cut off there by the keeper Bobs, and the Big Macs exit the zone. Luka Gerkman.
Casil back playing D, even though he's a forward.
Casil does a little bit of everything.
Wiseman does the same. Those guys are everywhere. I like that play that when they just dumped it in. 3-goal cushion, that's all you need. You'll take this 2v2, though.
Casil leads the charge.
Should actually end up in like a 2-on-4.
And puck ends up back to Casil off the stick of Pencer
Wow.
Gehring, and Casil almost put it in from an impossible angle.
How did he get that on net?
Casil didn't dump it, but in a sense it worked the same way because he circled the net and he had the puck on the stick below the goal line. So it was almost like a dump and retrieval. When you're on the rush through the neutral zone and you size up the number of opposing jerseys in front of you, if you're at a numbers disadvantage, you typically best play is to dump it deep, especially when you're up 3 goals in a playoff game. You don't want to force things, but in that instance, it almost worked out for Casil. He got it on the stick and threw it
when
into
you
the net.
can skate like Don Casil, that option becomes more viable.
Here's numbers for the Big Macs. They got to make something happen.
Need one early, and leading the charge back here is Austin Smith, who gets stone cold stunned on the corner there.
Great back check by Farah.
Farah's been super impressive to me today, how he reads the play.
Farah back with the puck, finds Wiseman. Wiseman in the left circle, turns it over, shouldered aside by Aiden Bobs, who's earned his keep here tonight. Wiseman fires, that goes wide. From the right point, now Goldstein, taken against the glass.
Aiden Bob's just a junior. All 5 goaltenders juniors, so.
Oh. Crossbar, and it doesn't go in. Premature horn sound. Crosby Vukotic would have actually had that goal, but that one hit the bar and dropped straight down. The official waved it off immediately. That's not a goal.
Inside the upper 90.
The official, Jacob Roberts, one of my former players.
Did you ever call him the Snake?
No.
It's a different Jake Roberts.
His older brother was Zach. He's a very good official. He's doing Big Ten games.
Jake the Snake Roberts is doing DDP yoga. Cannon McMillan back the other way as Bednar dumps it in. Over to the far side, Goldstein trying to get it out. He's put on his backside.
Made the play, though.
As he got caught with his head down, Carson O'Donoghue's been physical out there. As Mike Lang would say, he put him on his wallet. Canon Mac going to break it out. O'Donoghue trying to chip it ahead. Trainer chases, but ends up tripping up Tucker Cullen. And Cannon McMillan will head to the power play.
Now Trainer's just trying to get Fox Chapel to respond to take someone with them. Good job by the Foxes to not, and they'll go on the power play for the first time.
Got stuck in his skate.
Power play numbers for Fox Chapel. The Foxes 38.9% conversion rate. Cannon McMillan, a pretty strong penalty kill, 85.3%.
38% is good.
28 of 72 on the season.
Best in the class. That means almost 4 out of every 10 power plays you put the puck in the net.
Trying to make it 1-for-1 here tonight. Trip Gehring at the point. Tries to shoot through traffic. It's deflected up and over. Fox Chapel.
Colin has 6 power play goals. 5 for Farah, 5 for Wiseman. How about Dom Casil? He's got 10 power play goals.
Fox Chapel 2 for 8 on the regular season with the power play in the 2 matchups against Cannon McMillan. Wiseman at the top of the right circle tries to shoot, blocked.
So that 2 for 8, that's 25%. That's good. And they're 38%. That's a good reference of how good they've been on the power play.
Lamago trying to bring it back shorthanded, softly to the net, covered up by Watson. And then the trailer, I think it was Lamago, ended up being pushed on top of the Fox Chapel keeper. Of course, Grant Watson in goal tonight because the other half of the goaltending tandem,
Miles Carey,
out with a sprained MCL.
Carey was an all-star, by the way. They hope to have him back, Miles Carey, next week. So you got almost a week off. Will be
they play on Wednesday,
the 11th. So you got more than a week off if you hold on to this lead.
9 days from now they'll play.
You mentioned too, Bob, that Watson getting the bulk of the work through the end of the regular season as well, which, as Kevin said earlier, not kerfluffle, but a conundrum perhaps for the coaching staff for Fox Chapel. And who's going to start? Do you stay with the guy who's been
the thing, right?
the hot
That's
hand
the
down
thing.
the stretch, or the
You've
guy
got to
who was
win.
strong?
You've got to win in the opening round, right, Matt? What do? You stick with the guy? Watson, by the
well,
way,
we have a coach in the booth. Why don't we ask him?
Watson, by the way, is on his way to being 7-0 as well.
Fox Chapel has 45 seconds of power play time to work with as well, and I would say that a goal here would definitely turn the lights out and put the playoff party to rest. Right circle try, Wiseman, big save, Bob's rebound kept out as Cullen was poking at the pads, and Bob's keeps the deficit 3 with 35 seconds remaining on the Fox's man advantage. Kevin, what do you do?
Those are impossible decisions, and I'm happy I don't have to make that decision anymore.
He's deferring, Matt.
I'm deflecting because, you know.
It'll be a two-man booth for the second game.
I can't make the decision without knowing what he looks like in practice. You know, how is he walking?
Well, see, there's your answer right there. You're adding some context to what they will be looking at, right?
Gehring with the shot, save made. Spencer Gehring, both Gehrings out there. Open Gehring
Salomon.
from Gehring.
He made a good block that hurt Salomon.
Yeah, he's still favoring himself.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Bob looks like he might have taken it in like the lower left arm. Centering try, save made by Bobs as Haberman tried to poke that one in. Final 5 of the power play here. Haberman looks it over, trying to come across the ice. Goldstein at the left point. Penalty over. Goldstein through traffic. Blocked up. Where's it at? Bounces in, and Bob's able to kick it out with the left leg.
Got caught up in the equipment of Oosterholm. Good reset on that shot from the near point. About 3 times before firing it.
Kept in by Fox Chapel. Great forecheck after the power play expires. So each team 0 for 1 with the man advantage here tonight.
So Big Macs, Matt, do the job, but they have not had offense for a 2-minute span. So that's got the clock ticking down to 10 minutes to go in this one.
Trainer tried to split the defense. Spencer Gehring put the hip into him. Fox Chapel going to dump it back, and this will be an icing call. Kevin, following up on the scoreboard, as you mentioned earlier, Bishop McCourt had the lead in their game, and Bishop McCourt and Penn Trafford, the winner of that one, takes on the winner of this one. Game will actually be next Tuesday on the 11th at RMU for the AA matchup. But
okay, that's right. I made the mistake in my head thinking they were 1A, but this is a 2A division. It'll be Tuesday.
The point I was going to make, though, is that Bishop McCourt, as you guys mentioned, defeated Fox Chapel twice on the regular season.
4-3 lead for Bishop McCourt over Penn Trafford. Latrobe has upped their lead over Hempfield to 5-1.
So Latrobe, the Wildcats, Ice Cats, not the Thundercats. It's a great cartoon, though. Looking to move on as well. Fox Chapel, 9.5 away from moving on. Their opponent will be either Bishop McCourt or Penn Trafford, as O'Donohue, who's had a strong game, fires that one wide.
It's a pretty good two-way defenseman. He was an all-star, scored a goal, did Carson O'Donohue in the all-star game.
Centering pass picked off by Casil. O'Donohue, the lone senior on this Canon McMillan team. Good centering feed. Cullen tried the 5-hole. Stopped cold by the goaltender, Aiden Bobs. Follow-up try. Another save, Bobs, as he denies Cullen coming around the net. Offsides are the Foxes. We'll take it back to the neutral zone. Good hands by the linesman.
See that Musto with the flip. Think about it, gentlemen. The MCL strain for a goalie, there's a lot of flexing of that knee.
Pushing off,
You know, that's something that needs, you know, the stability of that knee is going to need to be evaluated, and then he's going to need to be able to do it in practice. And then he's going to need to be able to feel okay the day after practice.
That's what we have here for Kevin. It's easy for the layman to make it a controversy. You lay it out in terms that even the simplest of listener can understand. I find myself to be a very simple listener as well. Patrick moves it ahead. Here comes Wiseman. Down the left side, tries to dance around 2 defensemen. Wiseman works his way to the net as Farah in front, steps away from a check.
3.5 he got past, Matt.
And Canon McMillan going to ice it. So talk a little bit about that as we're 8 minutes and 11 seconds away from Fox Chapel moving on. 3 times the Big Macs and the Crimson Crushers played in the regular season, and Bishop McCourt won 2 of 3, including the last game of the regular season.
Right? So that's something to think about. 2 of the 3 losses, as I said. The other was a shootout. So 49 points. The complexion of the standings changed this year with the 3-2-1 points system. That kept a lot of teams in the hunt a lot longer, which I guess is the point. Fox Chapel took care of business. Again, the number 1 seed here in 2A.
Guys touched on it, though, as well. It's a very young Canon McMillan team. As I just mentioned, O'Donohue, the only senior on this roster. So Canon Mac trying to build back better, and we'll see what they come back with next year.
Certainly doing it right. After struggling with 9 wins in 3 years in 3A.
Yeah.
Not that barring a major comeback here, their season would end.
I mean, we often use the word rebuild with a hockey program or any sort of sports team. But I think that's appropriate here because based on my conversation with Coach Fink and his assistant, like this was like stripped down to the foundation and they're rebuilding from the ground up with everything. So it's only their second year, different board in charge, developmental programs. So I think it kind of burned to the ground and they're rebuilding better.
Coach Fink, by the way, played at W&J and also with the Pittsburgh Amateur Preds.
He was part of the championship teams at Thomas Jefferson at the turn of the century. The 99, 2000, 2001 TJ Jaguars.
Johnny Zeiler.
You will not get this wealth of hockey knowledge anywhere else but here with these Trace lads. Top guys on 10-Band TV tonight. I just provide one-liners.
Zeiler took over.
TJ, yeah.
TJ, and they moved up to 3A, and they're in the playoffs.
They're in the playoffs as well. That game you can check out. Being covered by Alex Lyons and MVI on 10-Band TV tonight. Back the other way, long shot fired wide as Tristan Dobbs, who got the first Canon Mac goal, fired wide there. Heinen got an assist on that one. Opener, works into the corner.
6:45, good stick there by Grant Watson.
And now Fox Chapel bringing it back. Goldstein spins, finds Casil, who goes to Cullen. Cullen in the left circle, shot coming, save made, no rebound. As Aiden Bobbs stops his 31st shot of the night.
It shuts the 5-hole down. Mentioned Canon Mac would need him, Kevin. They're down 5-2, but it could be worse. Bobbs has handled his business.
30 saves, 35 shots. He got the chicken wing closed on that one and almost snuck between the torso and the arm there in the 6-hole.
6-hole, right?
Yeah. There's a good pass, just not able to keep his feet.
That's what you need to do, right? Down 5-2.
Yeah,
spring out when you win the faceoff.
You're looking for a few opportunities to sneak behind the D. Stretch plays.
Cullen stepped up on there by Digby Bednar. Bednar spins it back to the neutral zone. Moser going to leave the puck for O'Donohue. O'Donohue down the left wall, tries to work his way around the defense. Centers, and a good piece of work there to break it up by the Foxes in front of the net. That was Liam Foley.
Yeah, not once but twice. He did a good job to finally corral that. That's icing against the Foxes. You certainly take that, right? Protecting a 3-goal lead.
Kevin, what's the rest of the 2A bracket look like? We know who the winner of this one gets.
Matt, now that you ask, the bottom half of the bracket is Cathedral Prep, the 2 seed, Armstrong, the 7 seed. They play at 8 o'clock tonight up in Erie. And as we mentioned earlier, it's the 3 seed, the Greater Latrobe Wildcats, and the 6 seed, Hempfield Spartans.
Battle of Westmoreland County there. Turning shot by Lamago goes up and over the net. And that one at Kirk Nevin tonight. Deflected back towards the net. Save made by Watson. Of course, you can check out that Hempfield Latrobe game. That's being brought to you by the Wildcat Sports Network here on 10-Band TV. Erie, I'm not so sure about that one. We will try our best. That'll be the way out-of-town scoreboard to get you down the second half of our doubleheader. Make sure you keep it here if you're enjoying what Kevin, Bobby, and I are bringing you tonight. We're going to be back with the second half D2 doubleheader. Deer Lakes and Carrick coming up at 8:30.
How about, guys, I was looking at the brackets today, pasting them to be able to print them, and I noticed that Peters is not involved.
Peters Township and Bethel Park missed the playoffs.
It's been quite a long time since we would be able to say that.
That's a shocking development. I knew they weren't having a good start.
They made a late push.
They had a lot of injuries at the beginning of the season. I had Peters Township really early this season, and when we had them here at Halloween, I believe it was, the coach had said that they have yet to have their entire lineup intact for a game.
Coach Claxon, they had some departures too for the junior ranks.
There used to be a big matchup between Peters and
There's a big matchup. Breakaway for Wiseman behind the defense against Bobbs. Save made, Aiden Bobbs.
So he on forehand, backhand, back to the forehand, trying to go near side, and Bobbs with a nice blocker save. At least keeps hope alive a little bit. Here's another chance.
Walking it in. Wrister save made by Bobbs as he keeps it out.
Where is that?
The reverse glove save. I think it's in his jersey.
It was stuck. I don't know. Stuck in his shoulder and his wrist.
Yeah, he had to kind of like contort his head neck area to have it fall out. That was a weird way. Wiseman could have stopped to put a stick on the ice for the redirect, but they took that shot. and Bob's made the save, so he's been sharp.
32 saves now.
You guys think that, to use a boxing analogy, it was just that flurry that kind of gave them a standing 8, and they just haven't been able to recover.
Yeah, that 2 minute and 11 second, right?
Yeah.
They stayed in the fight.
That short spurt.
Battled back twice. They got a quick goal.
They're going to go
12 seconds after Fox Chapel opened. They got a quick goal to tie it. Then scoring in the first minute of the second period. But then, like you said, that 2 minute and 11 second flurry has been the difference. Long shot, Bob's with the glove, and he holds for the draw.
So they're going to take a decision, right? A loss as a decision.
They just haven't been able to respond offensively since then. Credit Fox Chapel for that. Also, it's not just on Canon Mac.
Correct.
These are the growing pains, right? You need to lose to learn how to win.
It's a team that's been in the playoffs, right? 2 years ago, many of these players for Fox Chapel in 1A runners-up to Kiski area. And that's a program, right? The ups and downs. Kiski goes from being a champion to just getting decimated by graduation.
Yes.
Carrying from the point, long shot, but talked about Fox Chapel. They've been the team that was the high seed that ran into Cinderella 2 springs in a row because they got upset by Norwin the year after, and the Knights, by virtue of their success, move up to 2A where they finished last this year. Rising rip there, up and over, as Osterholm missed it. Back to the net it comes, and Bobs will cover it up. But one thing, as we talk about Norwin, I had the Fox Chapel Norwin game here earlier this season. I saw something I've never seen on any level of hockey. Fox Chapel had 3 guys, a triple hat trick that night in a 16-1 win.
I think you and I called the game when Fox Chapel played Norwin out at Delmont in the playoffs a couple years ago, and Fox Chapel was a high seed, and I'm trying to remember who their forward was. He was a terrific player. I think he wore number 6 for them. Really good player for Fox Chapel. So they've been knocking on the door.
His mom was former WPXI news anchor.
They were knocking
her name's drawing a blank now, too.
Oh, look out here. But the point is, Fox Chapel's been knocking on the door, and now Canon Mac's trying to grow into that position, and it's that 1 year of learning.
Centering try, and a big save made there by Watson. Jodine Costanzo.
That's it.
Cullen finished off by Bednar. He didn't commit a penalty. He's into the penalty box, and another big hit as O'Donohue flattened Fox Chapel's Parker Hanley.
This is the time of the game where the staff for Fox Chapel is reminding their players to walk away because you have another game.
Don't get suspended, right?
Exactly, especially if you're going to be playing against the foes beating you twice. It might be the time, Kevin, even if you don't like the numbers, to get the 3rd and 4th liners a chance to finish off this last 2:45.
No, it's exactly it. It's time to stretch your bench.
Steal by Cullen, trying to stretch to the net. Cullen goes to the backhand. He ends up in the net, but the puck does not. Well defended on the play by Dylan Isbell.
I had one of the dads, or one of my better players, used to get so mad at me at Canavan for guys being on the ice in situations like this, but we didn't have that many numbers. Like you had to use some guys in certain situations because you didn't have a choice.
Nick Costanzo, by the way, I believe.
I don't think that's who it was.
It was Jodine Costanzo, somebody, he had a different last name.
I thought it was like Eastman or something. I don't know. He was a really good forward. I don't remember his name, but that's where I am in life, where I don't remember his main name.
We've got a lot back. We've done a lot of hockey since then, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of names to remember.
That was 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, 2 seasons ago, and it's not just hockey we do. There's a lot of names to remember.
They wore number 91. I can tell you that.
No, I think the guy I'm talking about wore 6 or 12.
You got half of it right, Bob. They had a really good top line.
Yeah, they did.
And
Costanzo was part of it.
There was one other guy that was on there that Kevin's thinking of, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head either. I'm just happy I was able to flash back to 1998 and remember WPXI news anchor Jodine Costanzo's stellar coverage of the twister, the touchdown on Mount Washington. And then she gave me the lineups.
Down to 2:25 left in this one.
It's a true story. I'm not lying. Long shot. Canon Mac pulling the goalie, so we're going to bring the extra attacker out. Put it all on the line now. Why not?
Yeah, I was just going to say it falls under the category, why not?
Lamago takes it all the way around. Sends it back to the left point.
There you go.
Comes over here to the near side. Isbell. Lamago, backhander blocked. Back to the left point now. Pruss, shot blocked. Great sliding effort there to get in front of it by Goldstein.
Nicely done.
Canon Mac able to keep it in, though. Moser shoots. That's blocked as well. Follow-up try. Score! Elliot Moser would not be denied. And with 1:48 left in regulation, Canon Mac cuts the deficit to 2.
Scramble goal, Matt. The rebound of the block shot just kind of fell right onto the stick right there of the goal scorer, who is Moser, as he runs the line to get the fourth.
That's 5.
The third goal.
Still having problems with that net guard. Making it interesting, right? You win the draw. You get Bobs off again.
Can say one thing, this Canada McMillan team has a lot of fight left in them. They did not quit tonight. They did not quit during the regular season. We talked about the first matchup. One of Fox Chapel's 3 losses was Canon Mac battling back twice from 3-goal deficits to take the game to overtime and eventually win in a shootout, as the Big Macs and Charlie Fink going to use a TO here.
Get timeout.
5th goal of the season for Elliot Moser. First of the playoffs. I'm not sure if there'll be any assists.
There should be. I think the Lamaga's probably going to get one unless Moser just put his own rebound in.
Well, they took the shot, and it was blocked, and it kind of fell right on his stick.
So Goldstein was a kick save, a little bit more oomph on his kick save block, right? Puck out of the zone, but you mentioned it's scramble. The forwards for Fox Chapel thinking it's going to come out maybe there, up too high. It stays in. It gets back to the net.
Particularly with the open net, Bob. Those
Correct.
forwards are always looking to burst for that one. They want to pick up the ENG.
All right, quick, band and year. Who is it?
Europe.
It is Europe.
1988.
Thank you, Kevin. You're 2 for 2 tonight. We'll get you a water bottle with a giant baby on it for a reward.
I'll take it.
You had it. I still ask you to bring it back. Out of the Canon Mac timeout, 1:48 left here in regulation. And to quote Scott Stapp and Creed, the Big Macs, one last breath after that goal. Back in it here.
Need to win, gain the line, dump it in, and pull Bob's out.
He should be up further.
I agree.
Bob should be further up.
Should be in the hashes, the circles.
The official almost takes out a player there. Unassisted, Kevin, you had it right. So Moser put his own rebound in. And back now comes Canon Mac. Off now comes Bobs. Extra attacker is off the bench. It's going to be Moser.
Didn't get it deep yet. Still a minute 25 left.
There you go.
It's the dump to O'Donohue. Watson can't cut it off. Around to the near side it comes. Bodies bang there. Moser from the point can't keep it in. Call it. Long shot. Score! And Tucker Cullen tells the fat lady to put the hot dog down and start singing. Fox Chapel 6, Canon McMillan 3.
That'll be number 29 for Tucker Cullen.
That was center cut right in the middle of the net there. I'm not a big fan of going for goal when you're over the red line.
Yeah, because of icing, right?
We're at the icing, but the math wizards have changed the thinking of that. I'm not on board. I would have preferred the red line first, but he put it right in the middle. He would have put it right through the board and score right there for the 6th goal of the game.
Well, that's an old school reference.
Get a little bit of everything here tonight. I'll make another old school reference when Kevin was talking about math wizards. I almost said I own 4 Speaker City stores and I can barely read.
Earmuffs.
I can't do math. That I can guarantee you. I was a journalism major for a reason.
Give credit. Canon Mac is
good showing for the Big Macs.
Yeah, I agree. Even though they've been outshot by 16. Credit to Fox Chapel, right? You took a couple punches before you threw the ultimate punch in that 2-minute and 11-second span. So the number 1 seed will advance.
And we will try to get an update. We started earlier than everybody else did, so we'll get you an update between Bishop McCourt and Penn Trafford. That game is at Alpha Ice. We had a cross check over there in the corner. And that centering try, save made Watson. And Fox Chapel going to ice the puck.
It is 5-4. Penn Trafford has come from behind to take the lead over McCourt.
Austin Smith got away with a pretty nasty cross check over there on Tyler Goldstein. I'm all for the physicality, the clean hits, and I get frustration, but I didn't like that.
It happens a lot at this juncture. By the way, 6-2 Latrobe over Hempfield, and Cathedral Prep has taken a 1-0 lead early against Armstrong in the 2A tournament, the 2A brackets.
Kevin, what's that courtesy of?
USA or out-of-town scoreboard.
Nostalgia, baby. Final 5. And the Fox Chapel Foxes punching their ticket to the semifinals next Tuesday night at the RMU Island Sports Center. The Foxes double up Canon McMillan here. Fox Chapel wins by the final count of 6-3. Real quick, because we do need to keep it moving here. Kevin, if you want to run through the scoring recap, and then we're going to move on.
Yes, I will. It was in the first period, 5:49. It was Hayden Farah from Parker Hanley. For Farah, it was his, where is he? His 15th of the season. Tristan Bobbs scored a 6:01 from Aiden Hennon. For Bobbs, that is his 2nd of the season. And then Dom Casillo, even strength goal of 7:48 from Hayden Farah. For Casillo, his 33rd. Luka Gerkman, even the score in the first minute of the second period from Grayson Costa. And Brendan Lamago for Gerkman, that was his 5th of the season. Dom Casillo scored the 2nd of the game and his 34th goal of the season from Tucker Cullen and Trip Gehring at 2:45. 4:29, it was Hayden Farah from Crosby. Vukotic for Farah, that was his 16th of the season. Vukotic then scored at 4:59 from Hayden Farah. For Vukotic, his 1st of the campaign, even though we think that was Farah's hat-trick goal. Elliot Moser for the Big Macs at 15:12 for Moser. That is his 5th of the season. That one was unassisted and into the empty net goal at 15:47. Tucker Cullen from Dominic Casillo for Cullen, his 29th.
So Canon McMillan's season comes to an end. The Big Macs finish up the campaign 5-13-3. They bow out of the playoffs in the opening round. Fox Chapel improves to 17-3-1, and they will play in the semifinals next Tuesday, March the 11th, at the RMU Island Sports Center, awaiting the winner of Bishop McCourt and Penn Trafford. Bobby, any final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I think credit to Canon McMillan, right? They're headed in the right direction. Just losing O'Donoghue, the one senior. Also credit to Fox Chapel. Sometimes you look at 1 versus 8, Matt, and you think it's a shoe-in. Doesn't always work that way. Foxes took care of business in round 1, and we'll have an interesting decision to make with Carey and Watson, but we'll see what happens in the semifinals, Fox Chapel, next week.
We'll see you next Tuesday on TenbandTV, Fox Chapel, for the semifinals. Final score again here from the Alpha Ice Complex in Armourville. Fox Chapel 6, Canon McMillan 3. For Bob Orquist and Kevin Zomansky, Matt Vandriak saying thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we did bring it to you, and we appreciate you watching the 2025 Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs on TenbandTV.
It's a PIHL hockey night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's health insurance marketplace. How can I help you?
I need help paying my health insurance.
Takes the Murphy dump and then cue up the AC/DC. He just got thunderstruck by Digby Bednar. O'Donoghue back the other way through the defense. Wrist shot off the bar. A one-time shot blocked. Nice piece of work there by Fox Chapel.
Oh.
And now a lead feed behind the defense. To the forehand, backhand score!
Communication from the bench. It needed to be loud that there was someone behind the defenseman, and we didn't hear it.
Back score! Dom Casillo. Casillo with speed. 2-on-2 to the right side. Gets around him, and Casillo gonna take it all the way around. Tries to tuck. He scores! Dom Casillo! Major League reference.
Cullen was an F3, covered the point, and he was able to keep it in.
Farah with the steal, centers, and tries to put the backhander on the stick there.
That's Eli Prom.
And he's going to bring it back the other way. Almost a 2-on-1. Puck ends up in the skates. Now it's found in tight. Big save by Bobbs.
You got to get open for each other, so you're reading off the puck.
Turnaround shot, save made from the faceoff. Loose, Bobbs can't find it. Still loose, Bobbs doing Snow Angels, keeps it out. It's not there, though. Good effort on the play by Farah, but he couldn't finish it. And now Smith going to bring it back the other way. Sets from the circle. Blocker save made by Watson.
They had room.
Zomansky, Matt Vandriak with you this evening. Yes, you get Trace Lads for your hockey coverage to start this road to the Penguins Cup. Oh, wow. And the second period gets started. Who started the second period by bringing the Thunder. Costa finds it in the left circle. Costa backhands in front. Score! Trainer chases to the corner. He's taken hard to the boards there by Keita Komatsu. Centering pass comes out, shot on, deflects up and over. Good look from Moser. The boards instead, and ridden all the way down to the ice. Loose puck as those two exchange pleasantries. Musto behind the defense, Rister coming. Denial, seems it had to come. As he thumps Liam Foley, who did not have a nice day.
2-on-1.
Cassile back the other way, has Gehring going to the net. Cassile keeps, Cassile, Rister, score! Pettick, a shooting gallery developing in the zone to our right. And now from the left point, Goldstein, loved out of the air by Bobbs. And unable to turn it over in front. Lamago and Moser. Now Costa redirects save. Follow-up try stopped. Grayson Costa. Stay to the circle. Back to Wiseman. Shoot. Save made by Bobbs. Rebound loose. Still in tight. Save. Bobbs. Follow-up score. Hat by Stokes. Over to the left side. Fox Chapel back with it. Backhander save and then swatted away. Juggling shot. Save. Held on to. Still loose. Turn back, save Watson, rebound. Watson says no. As bodies tumble in front.
Junior, all 5 goaltenders, juniors, so.
Crossbar that doesn't go in. Premature horn sound.
It's a 3 seed, the Greater Latrobe Wildcats, and the 6 seed, Hempfield Spartans.
Battle of Westmoreland County there. Turning shot by Lamago goes up and over the net. In front of it by Goldstein.
Nicely done.
Canon Mac able to keep it in though. Moser shoots, that's blocked as well. Follow-up try, score! Side it comes, bodies bang there. Moser from the point, can't keep it in. Cullen, long shot, score! At the RMU Island Sports Center, the Foxes double up. Cannon McMillan here. Fox Chapel wins by the final count of 6-3.
It's a PIHL hockey night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.